We're still on our quest to find affordable housing for seniors.
Who isn't looking for affordable housing today? I'm Sue.
And I'm Steve.
And we're aging joyfully.
Yay!
Or trying to, right? It's more and more challenging, not only as you age, but also in today's environment with today's economy and everything going on. The two things we're going to talk about today are living in a hotel, extended stay or not, or living on a cruise ship.
Hey, that sounds nice. Living on a cruise ship. Wouldn't that be nice? Every morning you wake up and it's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The waves are hitting against the ship.
That's the marketing brochure they present to you, right? We could start with cruises first. Okay. Well, I've been having severe vestibular issues that involves dizziness, some vertigo, inability to walk. Steve needs a knee replacement. So cruises, while looking appealing, and I've been on 3 cruises in my life, and Steve's been on 1, right?
One, and only for a couple days.
Yes, and I do remember I was young at the time, but I still had issues with seasickness. I remember having a lot of issues with seasickness, and at that point I had no problems with walking or anything. So while cruises sound appealing and people make videos all the time, I'm a little nervous about getting on a ship and feeling sick all of the time.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a long time that you're going to be on the ship, a year. And so, yeah, you do travel and you do see a lot of places. And
Wait, who said a year? We're going to be on a ship for a year?
Isn't it a year?
There's all different. The people I see in videos, they actually book different cruises. So there is that issue of they do have to get off. Some are on longer term, not typically a year, maybe a month, maybe 6 months. They're all different. Everybody does something different.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you clarified that. You know, because a year is a long time to be on a cruise ship.
Well, you may be able to find one for a year, but there's been all those nightmare stories. First with COVID, I think my brother-in-law got COVID. He got very sick on a cruise, and I remember my sister saying a bottle of cough medicine was very costly, and the doctor visit was very expensive. And I think on the plane going over, a lot of people had COVID, and he might have had a mild case of it. Don't remember all the details, but the latest thing is that virus.
Yeah, the hat.
I don't know.
We'll put it on the bottom of the screen.
Everybody knows what we're talking about. The one that Gene Hackman's wife, Betsy, died from in, was it Arizona or New Mexico? No, New Mexico, right? Yeah, I never heard of it before her. But now you hear of it every day in the news.
Yeah, right, exactly, from rats.
Well, there's other illnesses that you could get, just the flu, common coughs.
Right. So we're kind of crossing out cruise ships.
And then the hotel is very appealing to us too. We wouldn't want to do it long term, but I think 6 months to a year, that sounds appealing.
Right, and that's an extended stay in a hotel, and it's, you know, not like you would think. I mean, it's not just some rundown hotel. You know, it could be at a Marriott or a Hilton or, you know.
Well, we did live in a Marriott. Steve lived in it for
what?
Almost
9 months.
9 months, and I lived there 2 or 3 with the kids over the summer. While we could not sell our house in Pennsylvania, we lived in a Marriott Residence Inn. So we were living in a hotel. Now, we did still have our house and all our things in our house. So at this point, if we lived in a hotel, of course, it'd be on us, not the company paying the bill. It was costly then. That was at least 15, 20, probably over 20 years ago. And it was, about $300 a month from my memory. And they had free breakfast, a couple of dinners, a pool, an exercise room.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty nice. I think that could be a very viable option.
And dogs were allowed.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say real nice. We had the kids. Our bedroom was upstairs in a loft. It was all open. The bedroom was not private. I did not like that at all. And then the kids, I don't know, did they sleep on the couch? I just seem to remember a couch.
I think there was a couch bed. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2. I don't really remember. I just remember that loft being open. I remember having the dogs.
Yeah.
And having the stairs up to the loft. And then there was also stairs. I believe I had to go downstairs when we went out of our room. I think there were stairs down to the ground. Weren't there?
Yeah, it was a Marriott Residence Inn, and I don't know. It was so long ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was nice.
It was very nice.
But you know, you don't have a big social life. I mean, I socialize with the cleaning people and the the food preparers, and I remember they did have a lot of games in the lobby too that you could play. I actually enrolled the kids in karate and different activities, and we did some schooling over the summer, and we went to the library things, so we were able to get a library card living in the area.
Right.
So to me that sounds appealing, except we would of course still have some furniture and things, so we would have to pay storage, which is initially very affordable, and then they make the price go higher after you're there for months. So you either have to pay a lot more money or move the things, and at our age it's hard to get a truck, load up a truck and move the things. So that's a big consideration.
Exactly, and that's why living in a hotel, I don't know.
Well,
it's higher up on the list than a cruise ship.
Not long term, but I think that if we ever do decide to sell our house, I would rather go into a hotel and then rather than be forced to buy what's available on the market, which is what we had to do when we bought this house. I mean, we didn't want to move and move again. So I would rather at this point get rid of most of our things, store a few key items, knowing we would downsize to maybe a 1 or 2 bedroom, probably apartment,
right,
and live in a hotel and possibly travel at that time, go to different cities for a month at a time because you get a reduced rate renting by the month.
Right.
So travel for maybe 6 months and then come back and decide where we'd want to get an apartment or something, because our children both live here and our grandson lives here. We'd want to probably move back to this area.
Right. So right now our home is best. It's what we're used to. It gives us enough room and no HOA fees. No extra costs. So it's pretty nice. And then
our home is really too big. This is an issue most boomers have. When you crunch the numbers, it's cheaper to stay, more affordable to stay in your home,
stay where you are,
than to move.
Right.
In Georgia, some counties give reduced property tax at 65, some do it at 70. We don't have an HOA, and right now we do have to cut our own lawn and do the maintenance ourselves. But we're looking into, where we both have an issue with kind of law recently, that we were looking into hiring somebody or getting a robotic lawnmower or a riding lawnmower. So there's options there. That's cheaper than actually, like we said in previous videos, going to assisted living or even just an over 55 apartment. As soon as they say over 55, they doubled the price.
Right. Exactly. And then you also have to think, do you really want to live around older people?
Well, we're not saying that. It's just that they'll be getting sick and starting to pass away. And mentally for us, that's very challenging.
It's a lot. It's a big burden.
It's a lot to have somebody die every day. That's a mental thing. I mean, like I said, people in my family are starting to have some issues. Steve has 2 brothers. I have 7 siblings. And amazingly, I think the 2 of us are probably the sickest.
Oh, the sickest.
I think we're the sickest. We're the ones who had the ambulance 3 weeks ago. How many people? I don't think anybody's had an ambulance at their house. Well, maybe one.
That you know of.
No. My siblings and your siblings are actually very healthy. His brother's turning 82 this year. He's very healthy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Now, his sister-in-law did have a stroke, and his brother drove her. They could have had an ambulance, but he did drive her. The point is, to go through that emotional issues on a daily basis is really challenging. So that is the biggest negative in senior housing. Plus, older people are not so open to new ideas. Mm-hmm. They're more set in their ways, like our old Sierra dog. I'm going to have to show her. We went on a wonderful walk earlier, and it was just beautiful. We walked Sierra and Sammy, and here I'm going to show a little clip of us walking, because today's a good day for me and a good day for Steve, so we were able to walk. And
so it was a good day already.
Go out and walk like the old days.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got walking close to home. We've got affordable housing right now. Food is high. We don't have gas. We don't have those high gas bills. I've heard Georgia Power is very high. We only have electric, and we're in a co-op. So our bills are so affordable. I just got this month's bill of $86. That was a shock to me. We haven't turned on the heat or air. We just keep it a little warm, a little bit cool. So 86 is actually one of our lowest bills. I think that's a very low bill for us. I always know when we get a low bill, the next month is typically higher. So next month I'm thinking it might be 200 because sometimes it's a short month or whatever. Or they didn't read it right, and then they'll catch up. Or maybe they did an estimate. I don't know why it's so low, because it's probably an estimate, and next month it'll be quite a bit higher. The point is, though, overall, our utilities are pretty much affordable. Mm-hmm. Our house is affordable. We live close to good areas that we can walk, and we have great libraries, great senior centers, which we haven't utilized, but we may.
Yeah, we may one day.
And we're centrally located where we can go to the whole state of Georgia or these other nearby states of North Carolina, South Carolina, or Alabama. So right now we need to appreciate what we have, right?
That's right. That's right. Stop, look around, appreciate what you have.
Our children have been encouraging us to move because we did move our bedrooms downstairs. We made a great video of moving our bedroom to an extra bedroom, not a large bedroom, very, very tiny. There's a full bath, but it is a tub. So we do come upstairs to take a shower. So our children have been encouraging us to move because we do still have to navigate the stairs.
Right, and it's not that much of a problem. I think that navigating the stairs, is actually a good thing because it keeps you kind of exercising.
Well, today, but I mean,
as long as you can, navigate the stairs, as long as you can walk up and down.
Once Steve has his knee replacement, he probably won't be able to handle stairs for a while. If he has any issues or has to have a second surgery, that can be a problem. So we did always want to be on a main level. We did look at a house that was a 2-bedroom, and it was not a retirement community, just a normal subdivision. But we did not get that house because we had not sold our house. So there's the advantage of not being forced to buy whatever's on the market. So our laundry room is also upstairs, and carrying laundry, if you're dizzy or your knee is not feeling well, that's a challenge to carry it up and down. That is a challenge. So your risk of falling is greater. Stairs are where a lot of people do fall. Mm-hmm. So I understand what our children are saying in moving. We can pay a house cleaner or a laundry person to do our laundry cheaper, or even take it in someplace than the cost of moving. Moving is very costly. We've owned 9 houses through Steve's career, and his company moved us frequently, but they often put the bill on us. They often did not pay the bill when they required him to move for his job. So we know the fees, the realtor's fees of selling your house, closing costs, moving vans, hookup fees. It's all very, very costly. That's why we can't afford to make a bad decision in this last move.
Last chapter.
This is our last chapter in our life, our last move. We can't afford to move and move again. Now, yesterday we were walking at this park, which I'm going to make a video. It was such a nice park. We just drove north of Atlanta for quite a while and found this gorgeous park that we've never heard of. And we met this couple in their 80s.
Yeah, I was surprised when it said they was 83.
They were in great shape. Better shape than us, probably. They were great walkers. But the point is, they found this house, and they did not say when. It could have been 10 years ago, but we got the impression it was recently. And it's a condo, and they said you go to the front. There's 3 doors. One's the main level, one's downstairs, and one's upstairs, and theirs is upstairs. So every time you open your door, your front door, you have stairs, and you go up. And I just thought, are you kidding me? At 83, you always have to carry all your groceries, anything you buy, your dog crate, whatever you carry up, your luggage. You always have to carry it up or down.
Right.
And he had open heart surgery recently, and I don't know. To me, I just thought that wasn't very smart, because at some point, I think you're going to be forced to move, whether you want to or not. People like to think they're invincible. They're never going to be weak or have issues.
Right.
But if they bought it 10 years ago and they were 70, even 20 years ago, if you were 60, you always should look for a main level. And our realtor even told us that. She was 40, and she said she got to a point where she had some surgery and she could not do stairs at 40. And so she encouraged us strongly to get a house with the bedroom on the main level. And so she didn't even like the one we did end up buying, but it did have an extra bedroom on the main level. But she kept telling us, you never know when you're not able to walk.
Right, exactly, yeah. So finding, a ranch is the ultimate, where everything is on one level and it's just straight through. But those are few and far between. It's not real easy to find a good ranch in a good area for a good price, and one that's not 20, 30 years old. Needs
Well,
work.
I've been looking for 10 years, and the ones I
yeah.
see, they typically say over 55. And so that jacks up the price. They have huge HOA fees, which this couple told us they pay $400 a month. And then theirs included, they are all built in the late 90s. So they're about 30 years old. The house we were going to buy was, I don't know, it was like 25.
Yeah,
And
they were older.
It needed a lot of renovations, the bathrooms and the kitchen. So even though it was a really, really nice house and it had HOA, but it wasn't 400. It was maybe, I don't remember, maybe 100, 150. So it had some negatives, but it was a house and it was very attractive. I do always wish we had gotten it because it had nice sidewalks, a place to walk. They had a pool, and we don't really care about the pool, but I don't know, maybe as we age, we might want a pool, because now that I found out I have this neurological condition, what I've read online is they say I should only walk, swim, or bike. So swimming is the one thing they encourage me to do. They don't think I should not jump up and down because that can make my condition worse. But anyway, we have this dilemma. You got to do the cost benefit analysis.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And today, right now, we love our house. Of course, it has some negatives, but we're about to put in a little library and and encouraging the community to come over and exchange books with us. So it's close to medical facilities. We bought it because it is close to a hospital and doctor's offices and grocery stores, senior centers, walking, hiking. So right now, we love our house.
Exactly.
We just, I don't know that we live here forever until the very end. I think within probably 5 to 10 years, we'd probably want to move on.
Yep. I agree.
And if one of us goes, it is easier if we were in an apartment than to try to navigate moving a house or taking care of a house by ourselves, since we both contribute so much to the maintenance of this house. So that's another consideration.
Yeah, exactly. So we have pretty much decided that we're staying here. This is our house. We've lived here for 5 years, almost six years. Our dogs are used to this house, and it's a nice place to live.
So some of our next videos, we're going to talk about Steve's new hearing aids and some more of our health issues that you may have as well. And hopefully some fun things. We're going to go on another lengthy drive and find another place to hike the next week. A place that we've gone in the past that we just really enjoyed, or I'm going to Google some places, see if we can find a new place. So many places in Georgia to go hiking that are free.
Yeah.
I don't know, they're state parks. I guess some are state parks, right? I don't know. They're free to go to state parks right now, and we don't have a lot of federal parks in Georgia, do we?
No, we sure don't.
It seemed like they're all out west, and we're gonna look at taking some trips. We gotta take the dogs. We just got some of their shots. Dogs' shots are so costly.
Yeah.
And boarding them is so costly. So we're reviewing our budget since Steve abruptly retired, and so we weren't totally in the. We didn't have everything worked out before he retired. So we're doing that, and hopefully.
But it's nice. Retirement.
You see, he quit dyeing his beard in his retirement. Comment below, do you like that new look, or should he keep dyeing his beard? Until we see you again.
Take it easy.